Ever been told you're not good enough only to prove everyone wrong in the most unexpected way? Welcome to the world of the brilliant healer's new life in the shadows, where a humble underdog defies rejection and finds purpose in the darkest corners of society. In this spoiler-free review, we're diving into why this fantasy slice-of-life anime is quietly becoming a fan favourite in the spring 2025 season, and why it's part of a larger trend this year that anime fans should definitely keep an eye on. Now, before we get into the story, let's talk about the shift in tone this year. If you're like me, you were deep into the second half of 2024 with titles like Solo Leveling Season 2, Kaiju Number 8, and I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too. This season might feel like Whiplash. Back then, it was all about high-octane action, epic power-ups, and fight-after-fight adrenaline. Those shows were a blast, some of my favourites, and they brought serious energy to the end of the year. But here in 2025, things have slowed way down. Instead of explosive battles, we're getting more introspective, feel-good fantasy like The Brilliant Healer, and a lot of other shows following quiet, overpowered protagonists who don't even know how strong they are. And as someone who usually binges finished seasons or older box sets, it's been fascinating to watch the trend unfold live week by week. I suspect we're in a kind of seasonal cycle, maybe a natural breather before the heavy hitters return later this year. But for now, it's all about the warmth, the character growth, and the quiet power of kindness. First up, the basic. Japanese title is a mouthful. I'll give it a go. Ishan to Chiro Shi. No, it's not happening. It's very long, but it translates to The Brilliant Healer's new life in the shadows. It blends fantasy, slice of life, and harem elements with just enough adventure to keep things moving. Think heartwarming character moments with a touch of back-alley intrigue. This anime will resonate strongly with fans of the Unaware Atelier. I left my A-rank party to help form my students reach the dungeon depths, and from old country bumpkin to master swordsman. If you enjoy quiet protagonists, humble beginnings, and cozy yet meaningful progress arcs, you're in the right place. What's the core story without spoiling anything? Well, here's where Brilliant Healer taps into a powerful trend we've seen all across 2025 so far. The overpowered protagonist who doesn't even realise just how capable they are, and neither do the people around them. Zenos is a textbook example. A self-taught healer from the slums, he gets unfairly booted from his adventuring party for being useless. But here's the kicker. He's actually insanely talented. Rather than wallow in rejection, Zenos sets up shop underground. He builds a hidden clinic in the city's neglected slums and begins helping people who truly need it. His quiet brilliance starts to ripple outwards while the party that dismissed him begins to struggle without his unseen contributions. It's subtle, satisfying storytelling that flips the script on traditional power fantasy. What makes The Brilliant Healer especially compelling is how its cast organically builds around Zenos' new life. He doesn't set out to form a team, but one forms around him all the same. Lily, an upbeat elf girl with a big heart, becomes his assistant, not through drama, but out of shared ideals and gratitude. Their chemistry isn't romantic fireworks, it's slow burn trust, and that makes it all the more satisfying. Then there's Carmela, a ghost bound to the clinic who brings a mix of comic relief and quiet insight. Her supernatural presence never overshadows the grounded tone, but instead adds a soft, ethereal layer to the daily happenings. Zenos' growing influence also draws the attention of the slum gang leaders, Sophia, Linga, and Lowry. Each could have been a throwaway antagonist in a lesser series, but here they're textured allies with surprising depth. Lastly, there's Krishna, a knight from the surface world investigating the unusual peace blossoming in the slums. Her presence adds intrigue and hints at a larger world without derailing the local story. This series thrives on the underdog narrative. Zenos isn't trying to take over the world, he's just trying to help. But in doing so, he challenges the very structure of his society. Expect strong messages around social inequality and class disparity, building chosen families, and redemption and second chances. The tone is surprisingly light for such themes, with a gentle balance of emotional scenes and low-stakes comedy. In the early episodes, we see Zenos adjusting to life in the slums, meeting Lily and setting up his clinic. As the episodes progress, we dive into a rival gang dynamics, each leader becoming an unexpected ally. The later episodes raise the stakes without shifting the tone too harshly. External forces are sniffing around the peace Zenos is helping maintain, and that tension propels us towards a quiet but compelling climax. In a year packed with anime where overpowered protagonists find themselves rejected only to shine on their own terms, Brilliant Healer distinguishes itself by grounding that setup in care and community. Zenos isn't driven by revenge or ambition, he's driven by a desire to help. And that shift in motivation gives his series a softer, more uplifting vibe. It's also rare to see healing magic take centre stage with such nuance. The world building supports, the characters revolve around it, the pacing sets us appreciate it. If you're tired of action-heavy dominance series, this is the palate cleanser you didn't know you needed. If you love shows like The Unaware Atelier, I Left My A-Rank Party, and From Old Country Bumpkin, then this is right up your alley. It's built on quiet growth, strong emotional beats, and satisfying small-scale victories. But if you're looking for explosive action or complex political drama, this may not be your jam. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments who your favourite underground ally is, and if you've got any other gems that you can recommend to me, then please do put them in the comments. I'm Bifties. Welcome to the cave. See you all next time.